Okay, I think that we are live. So I've been reading some of your comments. Hey everyone, this is Sarabjeet. Welcome back. I've been reading some of your comments on the YouTube channel, and one of the questions was, do you need a workflow diagram for every user story that we have? And the answer is absolutely not. Let me So the answer is absolutely not. The way that this works is generally when we are doing workflow diagrams, we do workflow diagrams to identify how the system functionality needs to work. So the goal and objective of workflow diagrams is to understand the flow of the system and the functionality, right? So once we have that understanding, then we go into creating mock-ups, right? So you may have UX designers on the team, you may not have UX designers on the team. And in the event that you don't have UX designers, then what you do is you try to do low fidelity mockups by yourself. And there's many tools out there that you can use to do low fidelity mockups. I've used PowerPoint as well. And the goal of doing mockups is to make sure that you are able to capture what maybe the screen needs to look like, what the dashboard or the reports need to look like as an outcome, right? So you take workflow diagrams, you take your mockups, and then you write user stories. So the goal for a user story, right, is to capture how a functionality needs to work. So you may have user stories, many user stories for one particular functionality that identifies, smaller bits and pieces of how that functionality needs to work. So a workflow diagram in itself can have many user stories. It could have, like, one of the boxes, which are known as processes, can have a single user story or many user stories until we have a complete working piece of functionality, right? So again, the question was on my YouTube channel, one of the questions was, do you need to create a workflow diagram for each user story? The process is actually reversed. You do workflow diagrams first, mock-ups, and then user stories. And again, you may have many user stories to define how a complete functionality needs to work. And that's why we break things down into user stories, because we want to have small, manageable chunks of code that we can hand off to the different developers that are working on the team. If we have, or if we define a piece of functionality, for example, a dashboard in one user story, is it doable? Of course it is. But then what we end up having is lots of time and effort dedicated in one user story, which we cannot then break up to other developers on the team. And that's why we have smaller pieces of user stories that we can then identify and assign to the different developers on our team. So I hope that you found this helpful. Leave comments if you have questions. I do read them, and if I feel like the comments require a further clarification, I'll make videos like this. But please stay engaged. This is an amazing career choice for you guys. If you have questions, let me know. I am here to help and support you in that process. So again, leave any comments and questions as you have them. I'll see you guys later.